Good evening. I'd like to call the Macomb City Council meeting to order. If you're able, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The clerk will call the roll.
Justin Shu.
Here.
John Videzi.
Here.
Byron Shabazz.
Here.
Dave Dorsett.
Present.
Ashley Katz. Here. Don Wynn.
Here.
Jennifer Hemingway.
Present.
Okay. 7 present.
Great, we have a quorum. Thank you. For public comments, citizens wishing to address the City Council on matters germane to the agenda of the meeting are limited to 3 minutes and will be asked to be brief and concise in making their remarks. Comments submitted by mail or email will not be read aloud, but a copy will be provided to each member of the council and made part of the minutes. Do you have anybody wishing to speak to the council? Okay, hearing none. First thing we have on the agenda tonight is to sit as a township. Do you have a motion?
Motion to sit as township.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Roll call, please.
Okay. Mayor Inman. Justin Shu.
Aye.
Okay. Videzi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Hemingway.
Aye.
Okay. All ayes.
Thank you. List in front of you is a consent agenda with claims and accounts, supervisor's report, assessor's report, and also approval of participation in the medical assistance catastrophic insurance plan. Do we have a motion to accept the consent agenda as written?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Okay. Shu.
Aye.
Videzi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Hemingway.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, we have no new old business and no new business. Any comments from the supervisor?
Just briefly on the catastrophic insurance. The reason we are looking into this year is we are very up in the air what is going to be going on with Medicaid. And this will hopefully cover a lot of expenses for us. We do have quite a few recipients of the township welfare program that are pending disability cases, and they are required to see their doctor quite often for this, and the expenses could increase significantly, and we're used to not having any medical to pay out at this time. So I'm just trying to make sure we are covering ourselves.
Okay, thank you. Okay, nothing else for the township. We have a motion to resume as city council.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Okay. Videzi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Hemingway.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, thank you. List in front of you is the consent agenda for the city council. Do we have a motion?
Motion to adopt is presented. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Okay. Shabazz.
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Hemingway.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
Videzi.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, under unfinished business, consideration of an ordinance to authorize the rezoning of 303 East Calhoun Street and 333 East Calhoun Street in the city of Macomb, McDonough County, Illinois, from M1 light manufacturing to B2 general business. This was first read on May 5th. Right now we have a second reading.
Thank you. The Macomb Area Economic Development Corporation has filed an application requesting the rezoning of parcels located at 303 East Calhoun Street and 333 East Calhoun Street. The present zoning of 303 East Calhoun is M1 light manufacturing, and the proposed zoning is B2 general business. The current zoning of 333 East Calhoun is R32 family, and the proposed zoning is B2 general business. Upon receipt of the application, the Office of Community Development scheduled a public hearing before the Planning Commission, served written notice of the public hearing, published notice in the community news brief, and posted a sign at the subject properties. Planning Commission did hold the public hearing on April 23rd, 2025, where they voted 7-0 to grant the application. If adopted, the ordinance provides that council would concur with that recommendation and that the zoning of the subject properties as described in the attached exhibits A and B would be modified from M1 light manufacturing and R32 family, both to B2 general business.
Okay, thank you. That is second reading, and a motion is in order.
Motion to adopt the ordinance to authorize rezoning of 303 and 333 East Calhoun from M1 to B2. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Okay. Dorset.
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
Hemingway.
Aye.
Shu.
Aye.
Videzi.
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, thank you. There is no other unfinished business. Under new business, consideration to award the contract to Aqua Aerobic Systems, Inc., and the amount of $44,953.60 for the replacement of cloth filter media on the diamond filter of the wastewater treatment plant. We have Josh Peters here to kind of go over the information for us. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, like I said in the memo, these were installed in 2017. They're basically 80-foot long carpets that go around a FRP diamond-shaped skeleton, and there's 8 of them. And it's just very labor-intensive. I looked at trying to be able to do it by ourselves, but when they say they're bringing 4 guys down for 3 days, that's my entire crew, and with all of our other work, we just don't have the ability to be able to do it. So that's why I'm asking to award the contract to them to do it.
There is currently $50,000 in the budget for this.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Any aldermen have any questions? No, I look for a motion to accept.
Motion to award the contract to Aqua Aerobic Systems.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Majesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Josh. Josh, you might as well stay up there. You have the next one also. Consideration to award the contract to Data Link Systems in the amount of $37,600 for the upgrade of the SCADA system at the wastewater treatment plant.
Yeah, this system was also put in 2017 with the last round of upgrades. It was installed with Windows Server 2012, which lost tech support back in, I believe, the end of 2023. So on the server side, we don't even have any tech support on it. And then the actual Win911 software that's done by Alan Bradley has also been discontinued since the middle of last year. So I was able to get a quote from him back last year to try to see how much it would cost. And so now put it on this year's budget and just asking to see if we can get this upgraded. It's going to be for a brand new tower, of course, keyboard, mouse, all the necessary applications, as well as the new Windows server is being upgraded to 2022. So we're going to have further tech support, and it's going to be a lot easier to use.
Okay.
That's a
And there
plus
is
as well.
$40,000 budgeted for this.
That's correct, yep.
Okay. Council have any questions? Yep. I would like a motion to accept.
Motion to accept the bid for the SCADA system.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Okay, Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Majesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay. Item number 3. Thank you, Josh. Consideration to approve agreement between the City of Macomb and Farm King Supply, LLC for glass recycling dumpster site. You should have a copy of this in your package. Lisa, were there any changes or adjustments or anything to this? No. No, okay. On that note, we would, final action is in order.
Motion to approve the agreement between the City of Macomb and Farm King Supply LLC for glass recycling dumpster site.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Majesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, thank you. Item number 4, consideration to approve the grant application process for Safe Streets for All. We have Ms. Jessica Bidenstad here to give us some information on this.
Good evening. Tonight, I am requesting your approval to submit an implementation grant through the U.S. Department of Transportation's Safe Streets for All. This is a highly competitive federal opportunity with maximum funding capped at $25 million. They require a 20% local match, and that would come from our infrastructure sales tax fund. And if awarded, funds must be used within 5 years of execution. This project focuses on key improvements along the East Carroll Street from North Prairie Avenue to Northeast Street, including connecting corridors on North Prairie and East Wheeler. The scope includes reconstructing the failing roadway and installing and upgrading sidewalks to meet ADA compliance and installing sidewalks where there are none. These routes are identified in our forthcoming active transportation vision plan as a high priority corridor for pedestrian and multimodal access. I also did request for assistance from Grant Scribe. However, my intention for this application would be for myself to get all the application completely together in a draft and then have Grant Scribe review it to ensure that the language that was used in our previous application that we submitted and were awarded through with them matches with the new executive leadership, that the changes that were made when that I had discussed with the Reconnecting Communities grant. With all those changes that have been made, I just would like a second set of eyes to look it over, and with their expertise, I think that they would be able to assist me with that.
Okay. Any questions for Jessica? No. In that case, final action is in order.
Motion to approve the grant application for Safe Streets for All.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Alderman Dorset.
Just want to thank you for getting this done, because this is an area that has been underserved for many, many years, and we've been looking at upgrading this, and just it's going to be too costly to do by ourselves. So thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Roll call, please.
Okay, Shu,
Aye.
Bajesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
all ayes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. Yeah, the next one's you. Might as well stay up there also. Consideration to authorize submission of application 2024 local projects funding from IDOT, the Grant Street widening and Candy Lane corridor.
For this next one, we are seeking authorization to submit 2 applications to the Illinois Department of Transportation 2024 Local Project Funding Program. This competitive state grant opportunity offers up to $400 million for local transportation infrastructure projects, and notably, it does not require any local match or cost share from the city. Applications are due June 1st, and we are recommending 2 high-priority roadway projects. First is the Grant Street widening project from Johnson to South Ward. We already have concept plans developed by McClure, and IMEG has offered to assist with the application at no cost to the city. Second is the Candy Lane corridor. While we await the results from our RAISE grant submission, this application allows us to pursue construction funding now using the planning documents already prepared by Maurer Stutz. They have also agreed to assist again with this application, and we just intend to recycle the RAISE application and format it to this new application. Given the short timeline, we've coordinated with Alderman Dorset and relevant parties to move forward without routing through the Public Works Committee. Approval tonight will allow us to meet the deadline and position the city to advance long-term standing infrastructure needs. Thank you.
Again, that does not require any cost sharing or match from the community. Excellent. Any questions from the committee? No. Any questions from council? In that case, we have final action.
Motion to authorize submission of applications for 2024 local project funding for Grant Street widening and Candy Lane corridor. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Bajesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
all ayes.
Okay, thank you. Item number 6, consideration to approve the agreement between Baxter and Woodrum Consulting Engineers in the amount of $19,900 for an IEPA lead service project plan. This was discussed at the Public Works Committee on May 5th and recommended to come to the council. Currently, final action is in order. Do we have a motion to accept?
Consideration to approve agreement with Baxter and Woodman Consulting Engineers in the amount of $19,900 for IEPA lead service project. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? No, for that, roll call, please.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Bajesi,
Aye.
all ayes.
Okay. Item number 7, consideration to approve agreement with Crawford Murphy, and Tilly in the amount of $75,000 for professional services for designing of waterman improvement project. Piper Mechanics, Jefferson, Edwards, and Washington Streets. Again, this was discussion of Public Works on May 5th, and it recommended to bring it to council. Lisa, did you have anything on that? Oh, okay. On that note, we're looking for final action on this. Do you have a recommendation?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Bajesi,
Aye.
Shabazz.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay. Item number 8, consideration to award the bid for demolition of 23 properties to Stone King and Sons. Bids were opened on May 14th. Miranda?
So this will be for our Strong Communities program, the second round of demos we have for our funding, and that will be up to 23 properties. So you'll see 2 of them from this list have already been removed, 424 West Wheeler and 638 North Campbell. So as we're in the final stages with these property owners in terms of being able to remediate the issues, we could see a couple more fall off. Right now, we're at 2 more with a potential third. So again, we'll kind of continue moving that. We will have our final list by June when the demo window opens. And all of this will be funded through the Strong Communities Program grant.
I did make comment today that it's nice to see some of the dilapidated buildings being taken down. There's been, in my ward specifically, I've had many comments from different people saying, you know, what's happening with these houses, you know, they just look terrible. So appreciate the fact that we've been going forward and taking these down. So thank you. Okay. With that, we are looking for final action. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Bajesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay. Number 9, consideration to approve seeking bids for concrete and grade work for the Bill Thorpe Memorial Park.
So we are looking to make the next stages for our Thorpe Park here. That will be going out for bid to get an idea of the cost for grading and concrete, and then determining with the funding that we have between the ARPA funds, donations, and potential TIF to move forward with that. So this will allow us to move forward and get an idea of what that cost will be. And I did provide a sketch of what that concrete path will look like. So you'll see that we'll extend the sidewalk on the right of way and then have a path throughout the park itself. And we'll work with our Public Works Department in doing some of that landscaping and local businesses for the signs as well.
Any questions for Miranda? Hearing none, final action is in order.
Motion to approve seeking bids for concrete and grade work for the Bill Thorpe Memorial Park.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Bajesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
and Katz.
Aye.
Okay, all ayes.
Okay. Item number 10, consideration to adopt a resolution to close a portion of Highway 136 for the Macomb Heritage Days. We ask Attorney Scalf to go ahead and read the resolution into record.
Thank you. The City of Macomb is sponsoring the annual Heritage Days Festival. The event will require the temporary closure of one lane of Highway 136 eastbound, which is a state highway in the City of Macomb from North Randolph to North Campbell Street. The closure would be from the approximate time period of 8 a.m. on June 25th, 2025, and ending at 8 a.m. on June 29th, 2025. Closures and detour markings will be in accordance with the IDOT requirements.
Okay. Any questions for City Attorney? Hearing none, final action is in order.
Move to adopt a resolution to close a portion of Highway 136 for Heritage Days.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Shu,
Aye.
Bajesi,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, item number 11, consideration to create a special event liquor license for the Macomb Heritage Days, June 26th, 27th, 28th. We do have a representative here from the CVB. Jock, do you want to come up and give a little bit of information?
Sure. This is for the beer garden for Heritage Days, which will be in front of the main stage there. And all the proceeds from the beer garden go right back into Heritage Days and help support next year's Heritage Days.
Okay, excellent. Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Okay. I'll ask Attorney Scott to go ahead and read the information.
Thank you. The Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau has filed an application requesting the creation of a special event liquor license for the Macomb Heritage Days event to be held at Chandler Park, located at 148 East Carroll Street here in Macomb, from June 26th through the 28th, 2025, between the hours of 12 p.m. and 11 p.m. daily. They are a special event retailer, as that term is defined in our code, and this is an annual community event. If adopted, the ordinance would create a special event liquor license for the Macomb Area Convention and Visitors Bureau's Macomb Heritage Days event to be held at Chandler Park from June 26th through the 28th, 2025, at the subject property between the hours of 12 p.m. and 11 p.m. daily.
Excellent, thank you. Currently, we have, never mind. Next, we have consideration to approve the agreement between the City of Macomb and T-Mobile Central LLC for installation of a generator. Scott, do you have any updates on that?
No changes.
No. This was discussed at the Committee of the Whole on May 12th. Currently, final action is in order.
Motion to approve the agreement between the City of Macomb and T-Mobile Central LLC for installation of a generator.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Alderman Dressett?
Yes, because things changed a little bit from the first time we talked about this, and now I intend to vote against it.
Yeah, thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Shu,
Aye.
Fajezy,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
No?
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
No.
Hemingway.
Aye.
Okay, motion
Five
passes.
to- yeah.
Thank you. Item number 13, consideration to approve a tier contract with Flock Safety, also known as Flock Group Incorporated, in the amount of $26,058.50. This was discussed in the Committee of the Whole on May 12th. This is a budgeted item. Right now, we're looking for a final action.
Motion to approve a 2-year contract with Flock Safety, amount of $26,058.50.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Alderman?
Do we know if the 3 police entities in town discuss the number of cameras needed for our community?
Yes, I believe they did. So from talking with the police chief, and what I understand is it's based on the number of major entrances in and out of the community. So without getting into a lot of detail, you think of the major highways in and out, the schools that we have on the south side of town, with county highway headed south. And then also the sheriff's department they will be putting them at the edge of the county, looking at similar entrances and exits out of the county.
Any further discussion?
Question. I believe the chief said one of these units was going to be mobile. Is that correct?
No, that's there is already one that's mobile that's been on a police car for 4 years now, 3 or 4 years. But yeah, these will all be set in place at those streets, roads.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Fajezy,
Aye.
Shabazz,
Aye.
Dorset,
Aye.
Katz,
Aye.
Wynn,
Aye.
Hemingway,
Aye.
Okay,
and Shu. Yep.
thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, item number 14, consideration of a resolution to approve an intergovernmental agreement with the Macomb Park District for the development and implementation of a marketing plan for the city of Macomb. A copy of the resolution is in your packet, and we'll ask Attorney Scalf to read the resolution.
Thank you. Units of government are permitted under the Illinois Constitution to enter into agreements to obtain or share services. The City of Macomb and Macomb Park District would like to collaborate on the development and implementation of a marketing plan to promote the City of Macomb. If adopted, the resolution indicates that council would adopt the intergovernmental agreement, which is attached and incorporated as Exhibit A.
Okay, any questions for the attorney? Hearing none, final action is in order.
Motion to approve an intergovernmental agreement between the Macomb Park District for the development of implementation of a marketing plan for the City of Macomb.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Alderman Dorset?
Has this been run through any subcommittees?
So this was discussed in our budget process. So the city has $25,000 budgeted for marketing. And this is just an agreement for the Park District to also contribute $20,000 that'll come to the city for that marketing initiative. As we move into the marketing plan, we will be discussing it with council. I can give you a little more background on this initiative. So our quality of life committee, that several members of the community are on that committee. They've been discussing how we help those outside of our community understand the good quality of life we have, and also those in our community. So the initiative that's been discussed is a marketing plan. Likely most of it will be through social media and online because that seems to be the most effective, but that's the reason to get a marketing firm that is involved in this, that has the expertise. So as we move forward, and I will say that part of the, not push, but what I wanted to bring this tonight was we had a executive director sign this before she left Friday, so from the Park District. So she had committed to that probably 6 or 8 months ago, but we are moving forward with the Quality of Life Committee to do the marketing plan.
Any further comments or questions? Alderman Shu?
Well, that last comment got me, but because I'm generally in deep support, think we need it, especially having somebody having some expertise in the area, and like to see us collaborate more with things like the Park District on some combined marketing things. The outgoing executive director signed it. Do we have any sense on, I mean, I don't know no clue if there's interim leadership over there. I'm worried about committing to something that the outgoing person just signed that we don't actually know if the Park District is still on board for.
First of all, I've been told there is no interim leadership there. So I think the effort by the outgoing director was to ensure that the process moves forwards, because the city and the Park District are the two main funders in this. Now, our partners, which are directly the Chamber, Convention and Visitors Bureau, MaidCo, Park District, and the city, are all moving forward together on this with varying levels of financial support. But to me, this is essentially the financial agreement, financial support, and to get that moving forward. But as far as working together on the actual marketing plan, that's planned to take entire summer and into the fall. So we will be working with whoever the new director is at the Park District and the rest of the Quality of Life Committee.
Any additional questions?
Do we know if this has gone to their board?
I don't know on that. I have a feeling that the director had the leeway to offer this up 6 or 8 months ago. She just wanted to make sure that it was memorialized somewhere so that we can move forward with it. So,
yeah, the 6 or 8 months ago part is what concerns me. Like, why would it have taken that long then, I guess?
Because it's taken that long for the Quality of Life Committee to move everything forward, and we just got through with our budget process for the city to say that we could move it forward. So it's not because she suddenly said, yes, well, let's do it on our last day. No, it's been that long to get that committee, which meets quarterly, and even it's a smaller subcommittee that's been doing this. It's just a slow process. So sorry if I said it wasn't just on her last day out that she wanted to do it. She just wanted to memorialize it so that the next person knows that the Park District is in favor of doing this.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Any additional questions? Does sound like there were a lot of moving parts that had to be pulled together.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent.
And sorry, one more thing. So part of this is the city, you may all be aware and some of you may not, city has done at least 2 or 3 times videos with CGI, which is it's free to the city. They get sponsors to do that. So that will be part of this effort is we will have CGI do a lot of the videography for it with a marketing firm helping us say, here's what we need to be videoing, here's where we need to put it out, what's the best marketing plan. So that's also in the background of working with CGI, who's done it. They do it every 2 to 3 years for the city. The older videos are on our website currently. So lots of moving parts. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. With that, final action is in order. I'd make a motion to approve the intergovernment agreement with the Macomb Park District for development and implementation of a marketing plan for the city of Macomb.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Shabazz?
Aye.
Dorset?
Aye.
Katz?
Aye.
Wynn?
Aye.
Hemingway?
Aye.
Shu?
Aye.
Bajesi?
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, thank you. Item number 15, consideration of a resolution to authorize an intergovernmental agreement with the Macomb Park District regarding the WITH community calendar system. A copy of the resolution is in your packet. I'll ask Attorney Scoff to go ahead and read the resolution.
Thank you. This resolution provides that the City of Macomb and the Macomb Park District would desire to share resources for the benefit of their collective citizens to provide a community event and calendar system. And if adopted, the resolution indicates that council adopts the intergovernmental agreement attached to the to the resolution rather and incorporate it as Exhibit A.
Okay. With that, final action is in order.
Motion to adopt a resolution to authorize the IGA with the MPD regarding the WITH community calendar system.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion?
I can give you a little more background. So this is our community calendar that we launched last week at a press conference with Savannah, and we had buy-in from all of our partners, the same partners I mentioned earlier. I just got around to getting the IGA with the Attorney Scalf together, and so Park District, CVB, and the Chamber. So we'll have MOUs with the Chamber and CVB, as they are not government agencies. The IGA is for the Park District. So we'll get the MOUs in the next couple of weeks to bring to you for that, for them to help us fund the community calendar.
I have heard a lot of positive comments already from the community about having one collective area they can go and find out all the different events. That's a very positive thing. Okay, with that note, we had a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Dorset?
Aye.
Katz?
Aye.
Wynn?
Aye.
Hemingway?
Aye.
Shu?
Aye.
Bajesi?
Aye.
Shabazz?
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Item number 16, consideration to authorize a 4% matrix adjustment for fiscal year 25-26 beginning May 1st for non-union employees. Right now, we've discussed this a couple times, but final action is in order.
Motion to authorize 4% matrix adjustment for fiscal year 25-26 beginning May 1st, 2025 for non-union employees.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Alderman Dorset?
I would just ask the city attorney to explain to the folks at home exactly what's going on, since we'll be using their money for this.
Well, I'll tell you what I know. I know we have one union contract already executed and approved by council that provided for a 4% increase in salaries. That was with our firefighters union. We have 2 other unions that have tentative agreements but have not been ratified either by the union or by council. Both of those contemplate a 4% salary adjustment. Typically, what council has done in the past is also filter down that same salary increase to the non-union workforce. So currently in the budget is a 3% increase for non-union workforce. So this would put the non-union on par with our anticipated union contracts.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Okay. Katz?
Aye.
Wynn?
Aye.
Hemingway?
Aye.
Shu?
Aye.
Bajesi?
Recuse.
Shabazz?
Aye.
Dorset?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Hearing none, no other business. Committee reports. I do have a committee report on the animal shelter. For the month of 18, dogs in the shelter were 18. 2 were picked up, 16 were dropped off for a total of 36. Of those 36, 5 were reclaimed, 11 were adopted for a total of 16 going out of the shelter for a total of 20 at the end of the month. For cats, there were 30 at the beginning of the month, 10 were dropped off, bringing it to 40. Of those 40, 2 were picked up, or 2 were reclaimed, 16 were adopted, 41 passed away in the kennel, leaving a total of 19 for a total of 21 for the month. So again, if you're looking for a great forever friend, stop by your local animal shelter. Any other automatic reports or committee reports? None. Automatic reports. Alderman Hemingway.
No report.
Alderman Nguyen.
No report?
Alderman Katz.
No report?
Alderman Dorset.
No report.
Alderman Shabazz.
Yes, I'd like to acknowledge today is Malcolm X's 100th birthday, and just would like to say happy birthday, Malcolm X.
Excellent. Alderman Shue.
Since the last time we met, a large chunk of the first ward is moved out for the summer as the university's going through summer break. We spend a couple of weeks preparing, but then starting in June, we'll have incoming students join us for orientation days, Leavenworth launch days. So hopefully people can welcome them as they prepare to call Macomb home.
I will also piggyback after Alderman Shue. In Ward 2 also, a number of people have moved out, so it's been a little bit quieter there. But then also secondary congratulations to Macomb High School. They had graduation this weekend, so hopefully we'll see some of those students staying local and attending WIU. Okay. Mr. Coker, anything for you?
No report, Your Honor.
Ms. Golf?
I would also like to congratulate the MHS graduates, in particular mine.
Yes, congratulations. Okay. Anything from Township? No. Brent, anything for you? Okay. I'd like to call an executive session for employment compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of an employee of the public body or legal counsel for the public body pursuant to Section 2C1 of the Open Meetings Act, and collective bargaining matters between the public body and its employees, representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedule or one or more classes of employees pursuant to 2C2 of the Open Meetings Act.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call, please.
Shu?
Aye.
Majesi?
Aye.
Shabazz?
Aye.
Dorset?
Aye.
Katz?
Aye.
Wynn?
Aye.
Moon. I'm sorry. Move on there. Hemingway. She missed it.
Wow.
Hemingway.
There'll be
Aye.
nothing coming out of executive session for the media.